Welcome to the Whiskey Vault. I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. Man, you guys know Ryan. He's, I'm gonna pull this up, fast speed this one up for me. But he's famous as that one dude Ryan on social media, and now he's working with, was it Penelope, I think? But I loved his early episodes where he was like, and it was one of my favorite shticks on Instagram. Shtick makes it seem lesser. I don't mean it to be lesser. I loved it. And when I started the conversations thing, I kept feeling like, man, every time I drop the bottle and say, hey, I'm here, I feel like I'm ripping off Ryan, but like, I'm not meaning to. But now that I'm doing like, welcome to the Whiskey Vault, I mean, come on. I'm a musician. Let's call it an homage. Ryan, I'm not trying to rip you off. I'm sorry. And the only way to fix this is for you to get your butt here and pour me some Penelope. All right, this is a gift. This is gifted drams. This is from the brand, specifically from Tate Ohm, who's a brand ambassador for Black Band whiskey. Not Blackland. Here in Texas, we have Blackland. These guys are not Texan. They are... Actually, I can't remember. Peoria, Illinois. I should remember that. I'm going to read you Tate's note real quick, and I'm going to synopsis it. He's a brand ambassador, Peoria. They're producing spirits and I don't know if you know this side note, and we'll get to the whiskey, I promise. Peoria, Illinois used to be known as the whiskey capital of the world prior to Prohibition. Remember and I'll open whiskeys while I'm doing this. The rule for whiskey production in the history of the world is almost all distilleries, because it's a farm byproduct, tend to show up and be successful wherever they have access to water, to farms, and to mass transportation, boats, trains, etc. Right? And so even in Louisville, one of the reasons Louisville becomes a center of bourbon production is because of the river that goes right there, and they can ship all their product right out. Peoria, Illinois has always been a shipping center of Middle America, train routes and so on. And so it was a whiskey capital at one point. Then Prohibition, and now we're in a world where it's like, you know what Peoria is famous for? Whiskey. No, that doesn't happen. But maybe black men will turn that around. Let's say, of course, they're honoring the history. They're trying to put it back. They're trying to put Peoria back on the map. It's literally right there. 2021, they opened. Wow, babies. Guys, and babies is wrong. 5 years is a long time. I would argue that when you're starting a whiskey distillery, it's like dog years. For every 1 year of trying to run a whiskey distillery, you age 7 years. Currently only distributed in Illinois, but they're on Flaviar. So, duly noted. And they're working to expand it. They don't have a marketing budget. You got a 2-bottle marketing budget. They won a crap ton of awards. And so, good stuff. Tate, thank you for sending this. And I am going to try it. Now, there are two he sent me. 4-grain, which I'm kind of excited about, and the straight wheat whiskey. I'm going to start with wheat because I feel like the 4-grain is going to be more of a palate complexity, I could be wrong, than the wheat whiskey. If you like episodes like this where, and this one of the things I love about this is, I started a craft distillery. Getting the word out is hard. And so many guys who really want to tell the world about their stuff can't spend money on mass marketing or on buying shelf space or end caps or whatever in retail. And one of the things I loved most about the Whiskey Vault is we, as creators, and were able to shine a spotlight on craft people that we thought were doing cool things in a way that they couldn't normally afford. And most of the time these days, and I speak as a marketing guy, you reach out to influencers and everyone has their sell sheet. And they're like, oh, well, if you want me to do this, it's $5,000. If you want me to do this, it's $2,000. If you want me to do this, it's 500. But I won't only mention blah, blah, blah. And Wizard Academy is a nonprofit. And so we don't take money for sponsoring or promoting things in that way. We could, but I like the idea of giving from our nonprofit to the interests of people who make this vault room a resource library. And that's what they've done. They've given us more resources for our resource library. And in return, I'm going to talk about them. I can't promise it'll be my favorite whiskey, but I promise to be honest about it as I can while being kind. Oh, interesting. So I don't have a good marker for wheat whiskey. It used to be that there was this weird, soft cherry cream note that would show up on a lot of wheat whiskeys for me. And I mean, not dark cherry and tart cherry, but like candied cherry and then actual cream. And I'm getting it here. As a matter of fact, there's this dessert that my Aunt Linda made me every year for my birthday. And I can't remember what she called it, like cherry surprise or something like that. And all it is, it's freaking delicious is what it is. A graham cracker crust on a 9x12 sheet, or a 9 by whatever, sheet baking thing. Not a flat pan, but like a dish. Graham cracker crust baked, and then whipped cream and canned cherry topping, like pie crust, cherry filling. And that's it. Graham cracker, whipped cream, cherry pie filling. It will alter your reality. It's so good. It's like 1,000,000 calories per bite. But the nose is reminding me of that. It is a little more tannic, and there's an earthy kind of note to these that's a little strange for a wheat whiskey. There's way more going on in the nose than I've ever experienced in a wheat whiskey before, but it's a lot of lower phenolic notes, which is very surprising. Huh. Wow. This is like very cherry, almost desserty, with a dash of bitters, for lack of a better explanation. That's weird. That's remarkable. It's unlike any other wheat whiskey I've had. It's going to go up on the wheat whiskey shelf, Psalms. This is, in case you don't know, this is the Whiskey Resource Library for anyone who graduates from the Whiskey Sommelier School. And anything that we do in here on the show goes straight onto these shelves for future whiskey sommeliers to sample and do reference notes on. That's interesting. Okay, now I'm really curious about the 4-grain. Also, thank you for synthetic corks. Finally. This is the 4-grain mash bill, and this is 51% corn, 19% wheat, 19% rye, 11% malted barley. I hope that adds up to 100. I didn't actually do the math before we started shooting. That's just what it said for their website. And by the way, I'm going to just hassle Tate a little bit. Not Tate, but just like, they have a logo over here with a little like crossed swords icon that says time-honored, handcrafted, but they're like right above each other. And when I first picked it up, I was like, time, hand, honored, craft. No, that's not right. Oh, got it. Okay. Ooh, I like this a lot more. By the way, this was 100% organic warthog wheat. And it could be that the reason it tastes like nothing I've ever had in a wheat whiskey category is because it's a very specific wheat strain. But it is absolutely unique on the wheat whiskey front. Actually, now that I come back to it, it reminds me more of a kind of a funky, really soft Kentucky-style rye than it does of a wheat whiskey. Anyway, okay, 4-grain. Way more. Man, if this is so weird. If you would pour these for me blind and said one of these is wheat and one of these is 4-grain, I would have reversed these because my brain would have immediately said the wheat whiskey is simple and the 4-grain is complex. And right now on the nose, the 4-grain is soft and kind of simple and not really giving me much. And the wheat whiskey is drama and action and stuff. That's bizarre. There is a like milk chocolate Nah, milk maybe malt ball. That's weird because it's not a lot of malt, only 11%. What is that? Coffee cream? No. Corn sweet, maybe dust. Something's going on here. Oh, there it is. Dang. That palate is drama. I like it. I like it a lot, man. But both of these are so sweet. If I poured this on a rock, we would be 80% of the way to an old fashioned without adding any other ingredients. That is delicious. I wonder if it's because the proof level is sort of not. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's why. So what I find on high proof whiskeys, and this one's only 100, I should have guessed that. Damn it. High proof whiskeys, they tend to hold the nose, in my experience. The nose is a little harder to crack. And then you take a sip and it just explodes. And that's when you go, oh crap, that's a high proof whiskey. And sure enough, this is almost 60% alcohol. Still, the nose is playing it close. There it is. There is a aromatic black tea to the foregrain that reminds me of, one of my favorite teas that's not a straight pure tea purist is this blend from Edinburgh called Blue Lady. And I love it so much. And this reminds me in the nose of this aromatic black tea Blue Lady blend. It's starting to come apart now that it aired out a little bit. I forgot to bring water. What a rookie maneuver in a room where I have water. That palate. Rich. Oil. Molasses. Black tea. Guys, for Chris Ober. Well done. This is, if I had been making this at 5 years in as a craft distiller, I would be very proud. You're doing really well. This is really only going to get better, but I already like it. Well done. Tate, good job reaching out. Black Band, good job. Let's put Peoria back on the map for like actual things instead of like, we ship stuff. The motto of Peoria. That's a lot of Peorians. Sorry, guys. Cheers to you. I'm really glad you're here.